Here we go.
Dang. Yeah, I hear that. What the
Hold
fuck
on a
is that?
second. There's some weird happening here.
Yeah,
Who's that coming from?
I don't. I think it.
It it
Let me
just
try
stopped.
rebooting
Randy, I think
this.
it's you.
Yeah, from
Yeah,
the
I think it
bump.
is. I'm trying to reboot the Farrago or the soundboard.
Okay.
Everything else sounds fine. You guys sound fine.
Okay.
Yeah, your
Okay,
voice
I
sounds
don't.
good.
Yeah, your voice sounds fine. No.
Let me hear this other bump.
Yeah, it's
No, it
from
sounds
that
weird.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's
right, I'm
anytime
gonna
you play
log
a
off and
bump.
come back.
Okay.
I'll be back.
I'm keeping this in, Bish. This is why you subscribe to Behind the Scenes.
You're welcome.
This is what we bring to the table.
Fuck ups.
Yeah.
Okay, share.
Audio
We're, we're
problems.
making
Audio.
sausages. That
Okay,
sounds
it's
better, I
better.
think.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
good. If you don't
All
like
right.
it, you don't know what real art is.
Is recording started again or
It's
no?
still going. I didn't stop
Oh,
it.
it's still
That's what we're
going. Okay,
bullshitting
great.
about.
So happy that people get to see all this. Here we go.
Here we go, Bish.
Yeah, we straight chillin', serial killin', pre-cold villains on the mic, got you reelin'. Five-star rated from the floor to the ceiling. If you catch a one-star, no time for feelings. Got a demon DJ on the ones and twos, by the name Elves, so don't get confused. So grab a seat by the fire, roast them all over two, and prepare to hear the legend of the straight chillin' crew.
What up, nerds, and welcome to another Elven episode of Straight Chilling, the weekly horror movie review show where you chill and we kill, slice, dice, and chop up yet another horror movie. My name is Bob. I'll be your host for the evening. This is episode 513, recorded Sunday, January 26th, 2025. Tonight we're talking about You Pick the Flick. The movie was chosen by your boy Luke. The movie is Elves from 1989. Before we get into it, let me introduce everyone else on the show. First up, calling in from Washington, D.C., we got your boy, Randoozy.
She's my sister. She's my daughter. My sister, my daughter.
Hello, and welcome to the episode on elves. This is going to be a hard hitting journalistic exploit if ever there was one. You guys
This
ready?
definitely reminded me of Chinatown, for sure. That's a solid pull. I'll have you
Yeah,
know
I
I'm in
mean,
the neighborhood watch, Randy, okay?
dude.
Mind your
What?
P's and
What?
Q's.
What does the neighborhood watch have to do with it? Are you watching for elves? What's happening?
Oh, yeah. I'm watching.
Okay. All right. I
I'm
missed that part of
watching.
Chinatown, I think.
Last but not least, calling in from Florida, we got your boy Soju. What's up, man?
Oh, what up? It's your boy. Ho, ho, holy shit stains. Let's talk about this hot garbage.
Holy shit stains, you say?
Holy
Here
Oh,
we
holy
go.
shit
Here we
stains.
go, boys. Oh, my lord.
The stars are brightly shining.
There's a
Holy
lot to cover,
shit.
though, today, to be fair. So,
So smile!
I'm
The
smiling,
brown
baby.
note.
I'm smiling. I'm
I
here.
think you're smiling through a mouthful of whiskey or something, aren't you?
Oh, it's red wine.
Red wine. Oh, I'm
Red
sorry. Yeah.
wine, Randy. I'm
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 so
cultured.
sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what culture is. Drinking wine. I gave up
Wasting
on the Four
away.
Loco and moved on to something a little classier. Some barefoot Pinot
Or
Gris.
loco. Oh my lord.
Barefoot. The good stuff. Spared no expense.
Kirkland signature. You know what I'm saying, baby? That's the shit.
Straight from the box.
Straight from the
Uh,
Magnum bottle. The 64-ounce bottle of wine.
Whoa.
Am I going to be the sole representative of the sober contingent in this episode?
Yes.
I,
Am I
I
Yes,
hope
you
not. God, I hope not.
Jesus
Boys,
Christ.
before we get into this steaming pile of hot garbage, let's tackle just a little bit of housekeeping real quick. We do have our February poll currently posted on our Patreon website. If you guys support us at the $5 level or above, you get the chance to vote on a movie we're talking about this February. The theme for February is modern science fiction movies. The three movies you're voting between are Dark City, Signs, and The World's End.
Bobby, how are those numbers looking?
Well, things have changed.
Oh,
Oh.
what? Fuckery on the
Fuckery
straight
is afoot.
chilling polls on the last week of the month? Who?
I've never seen it before.
Who could have predicted
This
such
is
a thing to
unprecedented.
happen?
I know. So, The World's End. Nobody really gives a fuck. 10% of the vote. So
Well,
that's
yeah,
hasn't
okay.
changed much. But more jokers have voted since last week. So Dark City's still in second place, but now with 43% of the vote.
Ooh,
Signs on
shit.
top with 47% of the vote.
Whoa,
So
Damn.
just a couple votes could swing this one way or the other.
Dark City. All right, I've never seen that one.
All right. Let
I could
the
have sworn we watched that together. Interesting.
Actually, you know what? Actually, I think we did. Now
I'm
that
pretty
you
sure
say
we
that,
did.
I
Like a
think we
decade
actually
ago.
all
That was a-
did. Yeah.
Yeah.
that was
Forever
a
ago.
twins
mind,
house
scratch
night,
that.
as I recall.
Oh yeah. Yeah. G-Boys definitely are fans of that. I'm pretty sure they're the ones that told me about it first. I never heard of it
I
before.
think so too. Yeah.
Yeah. So get your votes in before the end of this month. We'll see what movie we're talking about this February. We're dropping mini casts every other Friday on Patreon as well. Next up, this Friday, the 31st, we're dropping a mini cast on Strange Darling, and
Ooh,
that
baby.
is your boy Bob on that one. And actually, Juice and I sort of recorded mini casts simultaneously about Strange Darling and did not communicate very well. So immediately following that, Friday, February the 7th, you'll get another mini cast with Justin's thoughts on Strange Darling.
Stranger,
Whoa.
darling.
Better
Getting
thoughts, I
strange.
bet.
Oh, probably.
My thoughts are always better than Bob's.
Don't spell that.
Weird. That's a weird flex. I don't want to know about it. So, yeah, Stranger Darling. It was on our top 10. If you've been listening, you know that we were all pretty much fans of that movie. Spoiler alert, but if you want to hear us talk about it at length, check out Patreon this coming Friday. The next two coming Fridays, actually. Check it out. That is, I think, all I got happening on Patreon. Do you guys have anything you need to plug?
Got a couple things. First things first, I know you boys are uncultured swine, so I will inform
Accurate.
you that it is
Excuse me, Mr. Man.
it is Lunar New Year. So happy New Year, boys. Glasses up.
Enjoy your
Cheers.
heresy, sinner.
On top of that, as I mentioned last week, I will be on several episodes, upcoming episodes of the podcast Don't Believe the Hype, which is an Arctic Monkeys podcast where they cover the entire discography of the Arctic Monkeys, song by song. This upcoming week is another B-side from Suck It and See called Little Illusion Machine. That'll be dropping, I think, the same day that this episode is dropping, Wednesday. So if you love to hear me jaw on, head on over to Don't Believe the Hype.
There's a
That
whole
sounds
section
very
of that on fucking Pornhub, baby.
Jawing on, triple
want
A.
to
Soju
hear-
jawing
Soju
on.
jawing on.
You're just playing a
Bob,
mouth
it's not
harp.
that funny, okay? It was a pretty good joke. But
Whoa. It's getting falsetto.
talking about John on, whoa.
I mean,
Hey.
Bob's got bird calls on pat here.
We've all been there, boys. I think our house is clean then.
Okay, let's call it clean. Let's just go ahead and call it clean.
His house is clean.
All right, we're getting into the main event. We're talking about Elves, cinematic masterpiece, and we're kicking it off with the back of the box.
What's on the back of the box?
Bob, I know you don't have this box because I don't think it exists, as far
Sure
as
he
I know.
does.
So I have what this movie really should be titled. I have Elf, the Elf box with
Yeah.
Bill Farrell in it.
Yes.
Your boy.
Is that in 4K, Bob?
This is a 4K Bill Farrell movie.
Oh, thank God. We need it
I
in
can see
4K.
every
thank
pore
God.
on Bill's face.
There's only one elf in this Elves movie, and I'm upset about it.
Mm.
That's your big tick. That's your big thing
That
against
was my
this movie.
takeaway.
Okay, all
Yeah,
right.
I was offended because it was a singular elf.
We don't know for sure, Bob. I mean, you're saying
Mm.
all elves look the same?
The
God.
movie. Oh,
All
okay.
fake
Whoa,
puppeted
whoa, whoa! Did we somehow?
elves
Okay.
look the same.
I'm
Yeah,
saying
elves from.
Bob thinks that, of course.
Oh,
Oh,
that's what I think. This box does exist, but only on VHS. I think there may have been a DVD release somewhere in Europe. I'm not totally sure. I was trying to
really?
trying to hunt it down. But
Those
this VHS
Europeans,
tape,
they love weird shit.
they do. This VHS tape sells for like over $100. It's super hard to find. So, but you
Well,
can watch it in its entirety for free on YouTube, which is what all three of us did. So that's how we're able to watch it and
I
review
mean,
it.
sort of.
yeah, you can watch
You
it like
can
this.
optically
Squint your
put it into
eyes.
your eyes, but whether or not it's parsable as information is a whole different subject.
It was definitely like a shitty VHS tape rip, so it does not
Yeah.
look great.
Your brain can do its best job putting a bunch of squares together to make
Just
sense.
the
that's pretty much-
blobs
I don't like the look of it.
floating
Yeah.
on your
Also, too,
screen.
the audio is quite low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the captions
So really
actually
just
did a
enjoy
pretty
this
decent job, though. I will
episode.
say.
Yeah.
yeah.
Sit back and enjoy this drunken episode of Straight Chillin' is what you
Yeah.
should do.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Talking
That kind of,
elves.
yeah.
1989.
Let's get to our recommendations, I guess.
One of the craziest things about this is it's rated PG-13 somehow. What the fuck?
No.
That's
That
what it
can't
says
be
on
it.
That's
IMDb.
impossible.
Okay, well then it must have been at a time where those were even less defined than they are now.
I guess. So this was what PG-13 was invented in like 86 or 87, so a
Oh,
couple
really?
years after, I think.
Okay.
We see
but there's
full nip on this.
I know,
like,
Yeah,
there's
there's the obvious.
maybe
And
even
there's
some
like full
bush.
frontal. Yeah.
like
full
I
frontal,
mean, it's tough.
several
It's tough to
F-bombs.
tell for sure.
The blobs on screen they look
and,
like full
and Lord
frontal.
knows we were really looking. So
Really trying.
I was really squinting.
really getting in
pausing
there.
it, you know. Runtime of an hour and 29 minutes, which is merciful. Written and directed by your boy Jeffrey Mandel, everybody's favorite household name, Jeffrey Mandel.
Oh, yeah.
This stars your boy Dan Haggerty. Everybody
That
knows.
man's
Well,
This
and
man's-
he is kind of like well known, right? Are you saying that ironically or?
I was saying it ironically, but he is sort of well known. He was in a handful of things,
Is
most
that like
notably,
Grizzly Adams or something?
yeah, Grizzly Adams. That
Oh, is
shot
that him?
several
I was like,
movies.
Yeah.
okay. I feel like I knew the name, but I was like, I don't know. He just looks like he should be duetting "Love Lift Us Up" or some shit.
Dude,
I
that
don't
hair
really know.
is. Whew, man.
Also, Deanna Lund, Julie Austin, Boris Silver, handful of other lovely folks are in here. Plot synopsis brought to you by IMDb is as follows. A woman finds she is a part of a Nazi breeding experiment with elves to create supermen. She and friends are
goddamn Nazi or something?
no. She and friends are trapped in a store with an elf. Only a renegade Santa Claus can save them. That synopsis is like mostly
That's
accurate.
kind of.
Kind of, sort of, a little bit accurate. Somebody did not watch this movie in its entirety. They got
I mean,
maybe
yeah, somebody
halfway.
watched the first 15 minutes and said, "Okay, I'm out."
Okay, I kind of
Wait a minute, you got all that from the first 15 minutes?
I mean, yeah, it's about
Maybe.
maybe 30 minutes, maybe.
I did
30.
not get the Nazi breeding experiment.
Oh, well,
until
not
much
that.
later.
Okay, yeah. that-
Randy, read between the lines.
Sorry, I'm
Come
just
on.
not. I'm just
I thought
media
you were
illiterate, obviously.
professional.
That's
God.
my bad. My bad.
Mr. Everything's a remix over here.
Oh
Um,
my god.
Oh, Bob, please don't start.
Please
Boys.
don't start, Bob.
The question of the evening. We haven't seen this movie before. First time watch for all of this. But would you recommend folks at home check out Elves? Randeezy, kick us off.
I'm going to, I'm sure, break from the pack on this one and say, with some drinks, heavy drinks, and your buddies, sure. Also with a better transfer.
If you can find it, yeah.
Yeah, if you have a better if they ever made like a Vinegar Syndrome release or something where it had like at least moderately decent improvements in visuals and sound, then I could see getting a good laugh out of this movie. Not the movie's intention, but that is where I think it could be entertainment value could be found. Otherwise, nah, nah.
Juice, what about you?
I'm gonna say no, but mostly because of its availability. You shouldn't be watching it on YouTube as it is. It's so low, the audio is hard to parse out.
right?
Yeah, it's a felony.
It's a felony.
Yes.
Wow.
It looks like garbage. But yeah, if somebody re-released it on Blu-ray or something, then I would say it wasn't my watch of it was somewhat entertaining, but the quality as it is now is terrible. So so I can't
It's tough
really
to even wring
recommend.
that out of it right in its current state.
Yeah. So if it gets released, then yeah, maybe check it out. But as it is now, no. Bob, how about you? Would you recommend people check this out?
Yeah, I'd recommend this. This shit is wild.
You just a flat out recommend. I'm a little
Yeah,
surprised
well,
by that. Okay,
Yeah,
wow.
check it out. It's one of those movies that is like it's just dumb. It's just really stupid. It reminded me dumb in a fun way though. Like I was very entertained while watching it. It reminded me of like some of the other stuff we've talked about, like Birdemic or something. Just like horrible acting. Like the plot is absolutely nonsense. But if you're into stuff like that, and I know some folks are, yeah, check it out. I know Terror Vision put out the soundtrack on vinyl, but they have not put the movie out. And
Terrorvision.
I'm assuming because there's a rights issue, or else I don't know. I mean, people would buy it, so I don't know why they wouldn't put it out otherwise. So maybe one day though.
It kind of
Maybe.
reminded me of Chopping Mall a little bit.
Yeah, that's another good comp. Yeah, Shopping Mall.
Well, I mean, there's definitely a little bit of
Mall
similarity in
action.
that,
Yeah,
but I don't want to get too into spoiler.
And just kind of the
territory.
silly nature of everything.
true. Yeah, so that sounds like
It's just very yeah.
a medium recommend, I guess.
Yeah, I
A
guess
very
so.
qualified recommend. I
Yeah.
think like very specifically designated recommendation.
Yeah, if you're into really dumb shit. So yeah, a loose, medium to loose recommendation from the Straight Chilling crew.
Bob's specialty, medium to loose.
You know it. A relaxed fit of a recommendation here. We're going to be spoiling the shit out of Elves, if that's possible. And here comes your warning.
Spoiler warning.
Dear God, Bob. Did you write a plot
you got your work
synopsis
cut
for
out
that?
for you here.
I
There's
did.
so many details.
Typing some
Somehow.
of this stuff out is wild, man. Somebody threw every single thing at the wall and it all
Yeah.
stuck. And they were like, let's ride. Let's just do it.
That's what I mean. If you're gonna make a fucking bizarre, stupid ass movie, at least go fucking balls deep on that shit. This
They
movie
did.
definitely
They
does
did.
that.
Your boy Jeffrey Mandel did not give a fuck.
Hell yeah,
Your boy. You
My
know
boy.
him.
Yeah.
You love him.
that is my boy. He's my
Uh,
son.
Here's
I thought
the
that was Bod chilling.
That's a good throwback joke.
That is a throwback.
This is my son Randeezy chillin'. Plot synopsis. Here we go. Okay, Kristen and her friends Amy and Brooke perform an anti-Christmas ritual in the woods one night. Kirsten accidentally cuts her hand and bleeds on the ground, from which we see a hand reach out of the soil. The girls run.
I'm a monster!
It's true. The girls run back home, and Kirsten is punished for taking her grandfather's occult books and sneaking out at night.
Oh, she's
Her mom,
punished.
her mom also threatens to close her savings account and take all of her money.
Doesn't threaten. I think she fucking just says she's gonna do it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm
she
doing
does.
it.
Yeah, I love that. That's a punishment. Like, I'm just gonna take your money, child.
Hell, that's my money. I earned that. Not anymore. Like what?
She
What the fuck?
also
That's theft.
the mom also kills Kirsten's cat, blaming it for bothering Kirsten's little shithead brother. But in reality, it's the elf that Kirsten accidentally resurrected in the woods. Kirsten also works at the snack counter at the mall, and while on break, she inexplicably sits on a mall Santa's lap. He gropes her and then does a bunch of cocaine in the break room before the elf stabs him in the dick to death.
Hell
Kirsten says she
It's like
saw
the
it.
first 15 minutes.
yeah. That's not deep into this film.
Stabs him in the dick to death. Kirsten says she saw a troll-like creature and her grandfather immediately suspects elves are afoot. An ex-cop that conveniently looks just like Santa Claus named Mike has been sleeping in the mall and is offered the now available mall Santa position, which he gladly accepts. We then see three Nazi dudes in suits begin to follow Kirsten around. They talk to her grandfather and claim she's the most important person in the world, and from her will come the new order. Grandpa is not really about it. The three girls sneak into the mall at night, put on sexy lingerie, and plan for an all-night party with their boyfriends. However, the elf shows up with his short legs on, and he kills Kirsten's friends. Santa and the Nazis have a shootout, but the Nazis haul ass when they hear the cops coming. Santa talks to the cops and asks for just a little more time for him to crack this whole thing wide open, which is insane.
I'm sorry.
And they
Every
give him
sentence of this synopsis taken out of context is the most brilliant thing I've ever heard in my life.
they
So,
give him more
congratulations.
time too. They're like, yeah, whatever. Crazy.
All right, you have
bullshit.
24 hours, guy who is a mall Santa,
Homeless
Ah.
mall Santa.
homeless mall Santa, alcoholic.
He
You're
was
on
an
the
ex
case.
an ex detective, so they know him, but they know he's got a checkered past. It's crazy. Santa also talks
Qualified
with,
immunity is a thing, man.
no fucking shit. Santa also talks with Kirsten's insane mom and grandpa back at the house. While he's there, he sees a mysterious rune on the wall. He then goes to the local college and talks to Professor Fitzpatrick about runes and elves. Fitzpatrick says Noah saved the elves on his ark and that Nazis truly believe elves exist. However, Professor O'Connor is the Nazi expert. So, of course, Santa pays Professor O'Connor a visit at his house on Christmas Eve while he's carving the turkey
In front of his
in
children.
front of his children.
It's
I'm part of the neighborhood watch, brother.
Yeah, that was the neighborhood watch, Randy. That's why you
Yeah.
didn't get that reference, I guess.
I really don't remember that even from the movie.
Dude,
It's just
this-
like
He
parts
said
of this
he
movie
just
slip
when he's
away.
carving the turkey, he threatens that he's part of
He's-
the neighborhood watch.
The dude's
I don't
already in
know.
your house. The neighborhood
Yeah.
watch has failed. Like, what do you
I'm gonna watch you enter my house,
This
neighborhood
fucking movie.
style.
This fucking movie. He's like screaming at his housekeeper to call the cops too in Spanish.
She like only speaks Spanish. Jesus.
So, O'Connor ends up telling Santa, look, buddy, there's two theories about Nazi elves. One, Nazis used
There's
elves.
two main thoughts.
Two
And many
schools of thought
sub-bullets.
here.
Many sub bullets underneath.
Let me
He's a
school
professional.
you over a second.
He's
We all
one,
covered this in Unit 3 of our social studies class, of course.
Of course.
We all know this, you damn fool. Option one, Nazis used elves as assassination team.
Assassination.
I'm gonna
Assassination.
assassinate
They're gonna
your
assassinate, bitch.
They're known as perfect soldiers. Option two, which is the one
Of
that
course.
the option Professor
Because they're
O'Connor
small
prefers.
and
Can't
that's,
be
that's
killed?
really that
Magical.
seems to be the only. Are they like? I mean, he seems
I
like
don't
he's just
know.
kind of going around pushing fucking
fucking shut up.
radios into bathtubs and shit.
Option number two, which is Professor O'Connor's preferred option, the elves were a genetic experiment. They house a gene structure that, should they mate with a perfect virgin on Christmas Eve, they would then produce the master race and eventually rule the world.
It's gotta be Christmas
English,
Eve.
Doc. We ain't scientists.
It's gotta be. That's the only time it works.
It's the only day that I fuck.
I want-
personally.
I want to ask all of the questions.
I
that
save
are
it
so
all up
obvious
all year.
and that they never bothered to
For
ask about this movie. Oh
For
my
Christmas
God.
Eve. You really gotta make it count.
Really makes the phrase "do not open till Christmas" carry some weight. You know what I'm saying?
Kirsten, back at home, has a talk with her mom where she finds out her grandfather is also her father.
Oh my god.
Oh goodness gracious!
Grandpa says the inbreeding was all part of the plan, but he took no pleasure in it at all. It was just necessary to keep the bloodline pure, but now Kirsten must put a stop to all of this madness. He regrets it. He regrets it all now. I think it's a little too late, Dad. It's a little fucked up.
Buddy, I don't know.
We'll get it. We'll get there.
Oh, I just don't know. That's
Meanwhile,
the shit that makes me wonder whether or not I should recommend this to people more than
That's-
anything else.
That's fair. That's fair. Meanwhile, Santa's car gets blown the fuck up by some Nazis, and he beats the shit out of them in return. The elf pushes a radio into the bathtub and kills the mom. Grandpa says if the elf mates with Kirsten, it will produce the Antichrist.
So it's it's no
Yeah, it's
longer
no longer the perfect
the
race.
It's
perfect.
the
It's no
devil.
longer the
It's
Supermensch. Uh, it's no
It's the
longer
goddamn devil.
Superman, Aryan race guy,
Jesus
Lord of an
Christ.
army. It is the Antichrist, just straight up.
Of course.
Grandpa gives her a magic crystal to kill the elf with. Nazis show up with a camcorder at the house, and it shifts to this like POV thing for like three
For like
seconds
1 second, yeah.
for no reason. And then Santa, luckily, also was there and just start beating wholesale Nazi ass, which is wonderful. Grandpa gets shot. Kirsten and her brother drive off into the woods and crash the car. The elf tries to bang Kirsten in the woods, but she stabs it and he explodes, burning the entire forest down. The next morning, Kirsten holds her brother surrounded by a dead forest and it starts snowing. The credits roll as we see a fetus inside Kirsten and we hear its heart beating. Roll those credits. That is a fucking plot. Holy shit.
That is a
Dude.
lot. A lot of plot.
Couldn't imagine half that shit. Okay. So first, the discussion, I was just like, I had to be like, wait, what? With the whole incest reveal is so ridiculous because it's just, she's like, your father's in the study. And she's like, well, my dad's dead. And she's like, no, he's in the study. And she's like, well, that's grandpa. And then she's like, your grandfather is your father. And then him being like, no, I took no pleasure in it. She was drunk and unconscious. And I was like, what
Jesus
is this movie?
It is a lot. Although I will say they do set up the incest earlier in the film when little brother desperately wants to
Dude.
see
That
fucking
kid.
Kirsten's fucking bodacious boobies.
Wow,
And then
bodacious
they-
boobies, sis.
And then they roll around on the bed. He's like, what? I like to see
That
girls'
is-
tits. That's normal.
He
And then
says-
she's like
That's totally
tickling
normal.
him
It's
on
like,
the
I'm your sister. She says, I'm your sister. And he's like, and I'm going to tell everybody.
He's like, you've got big fucking tits, and I'm gonna tell everyone I saw. This
I'm
kid
gonna
says
tell
fuck
everyone I saw
like
my sister's
12
big
times.
fucking tits. Yeah, that's just fucked up.
He's such a
Like,
little shit.
And what's funny is like, aside from that scene, like he's mostly just kind of like a normal. He behaves fairly normally in the rest of the movie. Am I wrong about that?
He's like,
He's
says
kind of a
fuck lot.
non-entity. Yeah, he
Yeah.
He says
cusses
fuck a lot, but aside from that, it's just like it's just a really like we just decided to make the child an incestuous little boy. That's just
Yeah.
the decisions that
Yeah.
we have made. As
He's
It's
a
the
real piece of
80s, you
shit.
know? We have seen the Monster Squad, so.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, what?
it's a theme. Bodacious
Yeah.
boobies, sis.
Yep.
That
Dude,
was, Night
when-
of the Demons, but yes.
Monster Squad too. Well, yeah,
Monster
that
Squad
quote
2, where they're spying on the girl in the
Yeah,
window
they got, like,
or
I
pictures
guess I
of
whatever.
forgot that one. I haven't seen
They
that one
got
as often.
pictures, yeah.
Yeah, one of the sisters. It's fucked up. When that girl sits on Santa's lap and he says he wants oral,
Oh my God, dude.
my mind exploded.
The 80s. Fucking
I mean,
80s.
This is how the movie succeeds. I will say this: like the thing this movie succeeds at is like really just like steadily and incrementally upping the insanity, just like throughout the film. I don't know how they kept going and kept like all of a sudden there's like fucking Nazis, not just Nazis, but Nazis and an inbred daughter who is the fucking mother to the Antichrist and has to be banged on Christmas night. Like
By an
This is-
elf.
every piece of information we receive, everything that happens is more and more insane. Like I gotta give it credit for that. It does not leave me like
Yeah.
it does not leave me feeling like well, it didn't leave me partially bored at least, but it kept the things ramping up. I'll give it that.
This is one of those movies that people throw the word like batshit crazy around or the phrase, all the time. But I think this accurately fits that description, whereas most of the time I feel like it doesn't.
Yeah, I mean, at any given time, if you were to just select a 5-minute window out of anywhere in this film, it would something ridiculous, absolutely
Something will make you
ridiculous would be
exclaim.
happening.
Yeah.
I mean, even from the very beginning, there's 3 teenage girls doing a seance
Mm-hmm.
for anti-Christmas. Then the grandpa just like slaps the shit out of
Twice.
this. Yeah.
I mean,
and then the
my
mom
sister.
is just a huge
She's my daughter. My sister, my daughter.
she's like a huge. The mom is fucking insane.
He is.
And
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
just like,
dude.
and yeah, just this homeless. I mean, then they are sneaking to the mall and they're trying on the lingerie.
The
The Santa gets stabbed in the dick. He's asking for oral. He's doing cocaine. Like, there's no moment
the
in this
mom
movie that's not
bags.
normal.
She puts the cat in a bag and drowns it in the
Yeah,
toilet.
in the
That shit
toilet.
blew my fucking mind. I was
Yeah.
very like, I don't know, man.
It's
Like,
not even
there's
that
no
big of the.
reason for
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
There's no
That's it.
reason. The
Because the
only thing
mom
is to like
just gets fried later. She's not even a
Yeah.
her
big
only role
part
is
of
to
this.
be like have animosity towards her daughter because
Yeah.
of where her daughter comes from, which is an understandable like point of view for her to have. But like that has nothing to do with this fucking cat or being like a sadistic psychopath enough to fucking drown a cat in a toilet.
The
You are
kid,
fucking
her kid brother was like annoyed by the cat. I mean, he was seeing the elf and like complaining about something being in his room and like keeping him up at night or something. And the mom assumes it's the cat and just drowns it. And then the elf digs it up. She buries the dead cat. The
Yeah.
elf fucking digs it up and drags it back into the house for no real reason. So the elf is like trying to protect the girl from like I guess anybody that might be trying to fuck with her so that it can mate with her on Christmas Eve. But I don't know why it brings the dead
Oh, is
cat
that
back in
what's
the
going
house.
on? I didn't
Yeah.
realize.
Dirty bird.
Okay, so that's why it kills the Santa.
Yeah, it kills like
yeah.
all of her friends and the dudes that come
Okay,
for the mall bang
I
session.
gotcha.
And apparently
Okay.
that was a trend in the 80s. People just breaking into malls
Showing
and
up at the mall
banging.
and banging, yeah.
Yeah, little
After
bang
hours mall
sesh.
bang happening
Hey,
spot,
you
you
live
know?
with your parents, you got nowhere to go, bang at the mall.
Go to the
I
mall.
just I can't begin to parse this fucking movie. Like I want to like point out so many things, but all I can do is just point out and say like, isn't that fucking weird? Like
It's
that's
like
the only thing I can contribute.
How would you write this?
it's
Yeah.
like
I don't
beyond
know. Much
reviewing.
cocaine, mini much cocaine.
Yeah, yeah. This movie was what is the production company? It's Action International Pictures, AIP, but like not American International Pictures, also known as AIP. It was like a knockoff kind of. They existed from
Is it
86 to
Italian?
94. No, it's not. It was in
Oh
California.
my god, they did
They
Space Mutiny.
have you seen that?
Space Mutiny. Yeah, we
I've
watched
not.
it.
Did we watch it? I don't remember.
It was on episode.
I don't think so.
No,
Dude,
not on
yeah.
Straight Chillin'.
No, I don't think so.
Maybe, I guess I
I
could be
am
wrong. I'm gonna
100%
check because I'm
sure.
I
like,
never heard of it before.
well,
Yeah, they put out like
No.
70 movies or so in
We
like
never
I
covered
guess
it
we
on
years.
this
didn't. I
episode,
could have
no.
sworn we did, or maybe it was like floated by somebody at one point. But
Nope.
Maybe we should.
Jesus Christ.
I don't know.
You picks are coming up in a
Yeah,
couple months.
that's true. That's true.
Jesus
I
Christ.
guess. I don't actually I have no idea when they're coming.
Yeah, probably like
Probably.
6 weeks, about 6 weeks. We'll reopen it. But they put a bunch of shit straight to video. This is definitely straight to video. This was not a theatrical release.
What?
So that was kind of their thing, I guess, putting out a bunch of like schlocky nonsense. But this, like movies like this, kind of like Birdemic, are sort of like to properly review them is almost a waste of time. To like take them more seriously than I think anybody did while they were making it. It's just like a series of bizarre things that you just have to just experience them in a way
It
almost.
feels like that game where somebody makes a sentence and then the next person has to make the next sentence that kind of builds off of that, but doesn't
Dude,
need to
yeah.
necessarily make
Kind of,
sense.
yeah.
Because each scene, like you said, well, I don't think we learn that I don't, not that I remember that he's a cop until everybody's dead and then they show up and then
We-
they talk about, I know they talk about his alcoholism.
Yeah, he talks about getting his 90-day chip.
And then he talks
that
about
he wants a
getting like
job.
evicted. But I
And
don't
he's
think we knew he was a cop. And then it doesn't, but yeah, then why? And then he's floating this elf idea, and people are dead, and there's Nazis. It's all a bunch of nonsense.
I think we find out he's a cop after he gets hired and he walks into like the break room and he sees the chalk outline of the Santa that was just murdered. By the way, the area of the dick on the chalk outline is stained with blood, which I love, but nothing else. It's just the dick
Oh,
area.
really? I didn't
I
notice
didn't
that.
notice that
Yeah,
either.
I think he says something about like being a detective at that point. I think that's where you find out as
Okay,
he's
yeah.
putting on
What
the
he
outfit.
says is like, I hope this doesn't become a trend or something like that, because he's becoming the
Mm,
new Santa at that time. I
yeah,
don't remember him saying anything about being a detective. Maybe though. I will say this though, like, just that's the room he's sleeping in. No, like,
I
he's
think
sleeping
so.
in a
He's
crime
sleeping
scene.
somewhere
Am I
in
right
there.
about that?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
He's sleeping in the back in a back room
In a
at
back,
at the
I
yeah.
think
fucking.
But
I
it
think
seemed
the
more like a utility area, not
I
necessarily a
thought it was the
break
same
room.
room,
But
but
it could be. It could be. It
I
doesn't.
think
don't
the
know.
first scene we see him, he's sitting at the like diner in the mall that Kirsten works
Mhm.
at, and he has
Yeah.
an entire carton of Camel cigarettes, and he's just fucking
Oh yeah, dude, that
blasting
dude.
through them.
He doesn't stop smoking the cigarettes until he is in a shootout, and I don't think he really stops right away, even
And they
in
make it a
that.
huge point. He walks into some building at one point, and she's like, "You can't smoke here," and he's like, "Oh, well, I didn't know that." Or so I just
I kind of love
weird.
this dude as Santa. His line reads are fucking dog shit, but I kind of love it. It's got
He's
a charm.
definitely the
I like
best
him,
Yeah.
performer. Yeah, for sure. I mean, he's
but it's not a
definitely.
good performance.
It's
Well,
terrible,
yeah,
but I love it.
he's
Yeah.
him as a character is somewhat endearing.
I know
I
he's kind of
mean,
got a Tom. What's his name from Halloween 3? What's his name? Tom.
oh
Oh fuck.
Arnold,
No, from
no,
Halloween 3. What's his fucking name?
I don't
Petty.
think it's Tom.
It is Tom Atkins.
Oh, Atkins. Okay.
Yeah, it's like he's got this
Oh,
Tom Atkins in Halloween 3 or in Night of the Creeps sort of action going
but
on.
like no
I think that's what they're
swagger.
kind of going at. But no, he doesn't have the
Yeah, that's
swagger,
He
fair.
kind
and
of
the
has
line
some.
read's
So
not
I don't
there.
know. He's well, not swagger. He
He doesn't
just
have that. He doesn't
seems.
have Atkins swagger, but
He
I
seems
think
like
he's making an effort.
he
At
seems
that.
like a dog that's been turned into a human being.
What?
That was probably a plot point.
You
at
should
some
write
point.
one of these movies for Action
I
International Pictures.
You know, I used to be a dog, but
I grew out
So
of
They
I
it,
just
I
dropped
can,
that
guess.
but
on
I
you like
still have the
45 minutes into the
smell, you
movie.
see, so I can pick up on these clues.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
that's his dream power, man.
I don't know. I don't know. He seems kind of lovable in a
I
scampy
think that's
kind of
just who
way. I don't
he is
know.
as a as a
Yeah.
person. He looks like a lovable guy. Like
Yeah.
that's the Grizzly Adams charm, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And
That's what I'm saying.
you know.
Though. That's why he kind of looks. He's like a dog that's a human.
but it's a different kind of thing. I think it's like if Donny Osmond was trying to be Rambo. It's like that sort of incongruity. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like he's
He's
not
got
a very good actor, and he's not the right person for this kind of role, except for this beard for Santa, which is kind of perfect. But
my favorite moment in this movie with him is when he's driving in his like busted ass vehicle down the road, and for some reason he opens the glove box and there's like a cartoon stick of dynamite in there with a timer, and
dude,
he
what the
bails.
fuck is with that cartoon dynamite?
He bails out of the car and it fucking explodes. And then he like grabs a Nazi and is beating the shit out of it. He's got this line read that has zero emotion while he's murdering this Nazi. And he says, "What are you, a goddamn Nazi or something?
What are
Is
you,
that
a
your elf?
goddamn Nazi or something?"
Do you have the whole thing? No? Oh
Nah,
man.
not on hand.
He says, "Is that your elf? How many teeth you got?" Then he hits him in the mouth and he says, "Now how many you got?" And he hits him again. I fucking love that scene. It's too good.
I
Dude.
mean,
Rem-
I could see this role being a lot of fun to watch with the right actor. And the thing is, like, they got a visually correct actor, but he's just not. Well, I think he also might have produced this too, or something. Like, I don't know. I think he's involved more than that.
I don't think.
And any,
I don't know. Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know. I got to look at the IMDb again, but
There's like
It's,
almost no trivia on this at all. It's hard to
What?
find information on it. Yeah.
Oh,
They
man.
do they full on drop a line in here that says, "When there's no more room in hell, the elves will walk the earth."
Well, yeah,
Did
but
not
then
hear
also
that.
too, when he's murdering the grandpa, he says, "Now that hell is full, where are you gonna go?"
Yeah.
They're so, dude. This is about elves. This is about the occult. This is about the Antichrist. This is about
Nazis.
Nazis. This is about
Teenage
Noah.
angst.
This is about
Inbreeding,
yeah, incest. This is about
ancient runes.
yeah, runes and Santa Claus, and there's just
Murder,
Partridge in a Pear Tree.
creepy,
so
perverted
much
brothers,
shit. in this
orgies at the mall.
Oh yeah, I mean, that's
This
standard.
it
The Great
really is
Dillard's
like
dick down. You
it's
know
a
what I'm saying?
Mad Libs movie. It really is.
We
I
need a
think they
T-shirt for the Great Dillard's dick down.
It started.
I survived the Great Dillard's dick down of '92.
Oh shit! I don't know what that logo would look like, but Randy, I know
I'm
you do.
sure he'll
I
come
think
up with
it's gonna
some
be
gold.
fucking Cooper Bold, and that's it.
I know you know what it looks like.
That's that Beavis new, right, Randy?
What?
Beavis knew.
Randy doesn't
Beavis.
remember anything that we
The-
talked about on
I
this
can't hear what you're
podcast.
saying.
Oh.
You're slurring your speech, sir.
What?
You gotta finish that wine, and you'll be louder.
Sober as a judge.
The mom has another line where she's like screaming at her daughter, and she's like, "You're just like your father, attractive, narcissistic."
Yeah.
Attractive. I want to
This
bang
whole family
you.
wants to fuck each other. Like, oh
Attractive.
man,
What was the second thing?
narcissistic.
Attractive, narcissistic.
He said
hell
some
on
other
the
shit.
vagina.
Sounds like
God
me.
damn.
Sounds like somebody's talking about soju.
Oh God,
The man.
God.
You are hell on the
Not the
vagina.
drink.
Not the Korean beverage.
Not
The American
boozy-
man.
the boozy man, not the boozy liquid.
Oh man.
When the mom is like obviously having a meltdown, which is understandable because she's had a fucked up life, she puts on an entire tube of lipstick before she gets in that
Yeah,
tub.
she does. Holy shit. And
Just-
she's like drawing on the mirror. God, that scene.
Yeah.
They give her so much weight and how weird she is and how but it doesn't really amount to anything. She just gets
No.
fried in the tub by the elf, but like she's I
Yeah.
don't she's just a bitch. She's just a crazy wild bitch.
She is like
Just how you like 'em.
Yes,
Aunt,
I
like
like 'em.
Aunt whatever her name is in Sleepaway Camp, just like a different
Yeah.
crazy variety of crazy.
With more lipstick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She kind of wait, who did you just say, Randy?
Aunt Martha, I think it was from Sleepaway
Yeah,
Camp.
yeah, I
just
think
like
that's- You know who
just
she
an
kinda
odd
reminds
person that
me
shows
of?
up and just fucking appears.
She kind of reminds me of the mom from it's not cranberry sauce.
Oh, Blood Rage?
Blood
Oh, yeah, I
Rage.
guess
That's a good
yeah,
call.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like somebody that's like given some sort of pathos, but the pathos factors in almost none at all,
Yeah.
and ultimately it turns out to be just a red shirt kill of some kind, or else like at least in that movie, like she's at the ending, like it's about her and her sons.
Sure.
And at least in a fucking Sleepaway Camp, that's the reason for the ultimate ending of that movie. In this case, it factors in fucking almost none at all. She's literally just a poor woman who was sired by her own fucking father, or who had
Wait,
a baby by her own fucking
yeah.
father, and like hates her daughter, hates her, like, but is still like living with him. Like, there are options for you, lady. You don't have to live with your fucking rapist. Jesus Christ.
This makes me think of a person who's trying to make it, I'm trying to be an actor and getting some callbacks and stuff like that. And this is obviously just some low rate B movie.
You talking about the mom?
Well, yeah, no one will ever give a fuck, but she's like, this is good. I'm gonna fucking give 110%.
I think she was in some other stuff. She's definitely been in a ton of stuff. Nothing, I don't think anything that I noticed. I might have to Google and double check.
It just
I
seems
got
like
the impression she was
she's
phoning
going.
it.
Oh, really? I thought she was trying her.
Maybe it's a
damnedest
skill
to
problem
be
only, but like I
maybe.
just like no, I mean I think she like I don't know, like I think to me it's like Betsy Palmer in Friday the 13th where she's putting on crazy, but she's not like giving any subtlety to it because who the fuck cares? No one's gonna see this. And
Sure.
Betsy
Well,
Palmer famously did not give a shit about being in that movie. So that's kind of how I see it. Like she gave a great performance in that case, or a performance that seemed big and like appropriate for that film. In this case, it's big and not really appropriate on any level whatsoever. And just like
So-
I feel like it was just like, yeah, I'm gonna read the lines, I'm gonna give the emotion that I'm told to give it, and then I'm going fucking home. I'm not doing 10 cuts of this.
Yeah, I kind of don't think she gave much of a shit either. But she was in the original Batman TV series from 1967.
Oh no shit.
Okay.
She was in a ton of stuff. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I recognize, but
Well,
nothing's
that's
really.
cheesy as shit though too. That's way over the top type of.
Oh,
acting.
General
It is, yeah.
Hospital. She was in a bunch of TV shows. Yeah, but she's been acting from like early 60s.
She's in the Incredible Hulk.
Incredible Hulk. Yeah.
The Waltons. Okay, she's a TV actress. Like so,
Yeah.
like
Okay.
she came in, she read the line, she did her thing. So whatever. And she also like got completely
Naked.
fucking obliterated by
Oh.
this elf in the bathtub. And the way she does like, oh my god, I'm being electrocuted is like hilariously shitty. It's just very, very bad.
Dude,
It's like
the daughter at the beginning of the movie, she's got this sketch of like some
Oh my god.
naked lady
there's
or
too many
I don't
pieces in this fucking
I don't
movie.
even really know what the point
That
is.
they were drawing
She had a
swastikas
dream.
all over her yabos later
Well,
on.
that's yeah, exactly. She drew this like
She
naked
had
woman,
secret
and she says
swastikas
it's Art
on the
Deco
yabos.
titties is what she called because there's like weird lines on the titties, and then like the Nazi
Yabos, Bob,
grandpa.
please. We're cultured here.
Nazi Yabo, sorry. Then the grandpa at towards the end of the movie, he like connects the lines and there's swastikas, and he's like, "See, it's always been in your head. You just didn't know it."
Dude,
It is so stupid and funny.
is
It's
the
stupid.
stupidest shit in the world. Like, what? There was no reason for her to do that in the first place.
No.
Like, they just needed an excuse to make a swastika happen later and to hint at it. And the only thing they could think to do was to draw them on some fucking illustrated titties. That's the only way they could
Which
have.
she
They could have had
also
that
had
rune. Also be like, oh
titties.
look, the rune also
Yeah.
has this. It turns into a swastika. This is where it originally came from. Well, and they kind of do that, but instead they fucking have her draw it on breasts for no fucking reason.
Let's not
That drawing
ruin
serves no
yabos with
purpose.
swastikas.
That's a
okay?
good call, man. Let's keep those Yabos.
Remember when the Nazis were just de facto villains, by the way?
Right.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Like in this movie,
1989.
really,
yeah.
Yeah,
1989
like,
didn't get a lot of
reminding
things right,
us,
but that's
yeah.
one of them. I
Indiana
remember when this was
Jones.
unacceptable behavior, and people would hear, "Oh, you're a Nazi." Oh, okay. That's
When you
not
heard
good then.
Nazi, they were just automatically assumed to be the
Like,
villain.
oh, I think that's a bad thing. Oh, you have a swastika memorabilia? Oh, I think that's a bad thing. Oh, are you Sieg Heiling right now? I think that is a bad thing,
Huh.
actually.
Weird.
Maybe we
how
should
the
frown upon
Let's go
that.
back to the 80s.
Mm.
when everything was perfect. The 80s. The fucking elf at the end of the movie, like, is trying to bang Kirsten, and then it like stops and tries to feed her a bug for some reason.
Oh my god.
I don't
know
understand it.
why.
I don't understand it. And also,
He's
we have
trying
not
to
even
woo
talked
her,
about
Buzz.
this
I
thing.
mean-
With a
Yeah, it's like,
bug.
you want some bug? That's
I
that's
thought
my
you loved
classic
eating
move.
bugs
It's like
I
the
thought maybe you want
strawberry,
some
know?
protein for this lovely evening.
before we
Why
get
is
it
the
on.
voice?
That's just the voice
Every
of an
Christmas Eve, my family sits around a table and we eat a lot of bugs. We get in there,
believe that.
we eat some bugs.
Also, like that whole, it's the transfer, but it was almost impossible for me to tell anything that was happening in this final
Dude,
moment.
it's so dark and
It's
it's,
very,
so
very dark.
pixelated that I was
Yeah.
like, I can't see shit.
I'm sure it was hard to see to begin with, and then
Yeah.
the transfer just made it that much worse.
Yeah.
But like, I don't fucking know, man. We didn't even talk really about the look of this elf because, and let's be clear
Well-
here, it is just a rubber head. It is just a rubber
The tub
head.
scene was cracking me up because when he's like banging his
He's
head.
like head banging, yeah.
But it's so clearly
Oh.
just this top piece. It's so terrible.
Someone's
It reminded
like
me-
waving. you know?
Yeah,
It
it's
reminded
so
me of
terrible.
you guys
It's
know I'm a
so
big
bad.
fan of Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story.
I've
The-
never
Yeah.
seen that.
It's fucking great. Well, there's one scene where like it's like a montage of like life progressing or whatever, and his drummer, fuck, I can't remember. Tim Meadows plays his drummer. In this montage, has a baby, and the doctor pulls the baby out, and he's just kind of like shaking it like this because it's clearly rubber, and he just needs it to move. So it's like very obviously just to give it some movement by just kind of like jittering with the rubber baby in his hand, and the baby's just like do it's fucking hilarious. That is exactly what this monster looks like, except with elf teeth.
Boys, I might finish
Dude.
this bottle of wine.
Dude, turn it over. Turn that
Two
shit over.
bottles of wine for
The
juice.
elf
Whoa.
also at some point in the mall like starts eating one of the girl's fingers that he's killed, like it's a cannibal or like it needs to eat human
Yeah, what
flesh
the
to survive or something.
I mean, it's got those jagged teeth.
What
He
else
just
is it
stopped
gonna eat?
in to take a quick nibble on a finger for no fucking reason.
We've all been
No
there.
reason.
Oh my god.
This movie lays so much narrative pipe and then just fucking
No,
spills
man.
shit all over the
so much,
ground.
and then it spills it all over the ground.
All the
after
dusty
laying that
ground.
pipe.
God damn, that narrative.
Girl, I need to lay some narrative pipe.
I'm going to have to send you the definition of the word narrative, I think.
Oh, we know exactly what I mean.
Mm,
The
I'm an author and a poet, and I need to lay some narrative pipe tonight, girl.
I'm about to write you a
Christ.
story.
Damn.
Control yourself!
I will
Never
not.
been good at that.
We're talking about elves. For
I know.
God's sakes.
What's the point? The tagline for this movie was "'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the town, bloodthirsty elves are about to get down."
That's such a long tagline.
Holy
too.
And it's
shit.
not even close to
About
describing
to
this
get
movie.
down.
Did Jordan Peele in the Gremlins 2 sketch on Key and Peele write that? Because that's fucking amazing. That is an incredible fucking tagline for anything.
About to get down. Bloodthirsty. There's one elf. It does eat some fingers. They're not really getting down. Well, I guess I guess he tries to get down on a girl, if that's what they're
Yeah, to
alluding
be fair, and I guess he maybe succeeded because
Yeah.
Well, it seems like he
Yeah.
definitely succeeded.
She got
There is
Satan
an
in her
Antichrist.
belly. He wrote
She's
that
got an
narrative
Antichrist
pipe,
in her.
you know?
oh god, oh my
Jesus
god,
Christ.
Oh.
This is I can't with this fucking movie. Like,
Oh.
I don't like this movie would not it's perfect in that it's clearly not trying to be funny, but it's also not trying hard enough not to be funny. So it's just kind of like perfect in that way, like in that the so bad it's good thing. I know that's overplayed. This is one of them. I think it's really fucking bad, but I can find a lot of entertainment with it, especially if there's somebody sitting next to you that can be like, did that man just pull out a fucking cartoon bomb out of his car? Like, what the fuck? Did she just stuff a cat into a bag and into a toilet? What the fuck?
God
He
damn.
did.
It's
He
all
really
so
did.
dark too. Just
I know. That's the thing.
incest and killing
It's fucked up.
cats
Yeah.
and
The incest
But it's so
and the
dumb
grandpa
at the
not
same
to be-
time.
it is
uh,
very dumb.
It's too dumb to be taken too seriously, but it's also just fucking on its face very fucking
Yeah,
tactless.
imagine showing full frontal nudity for this film, Elves,
I
1989.
mean,
I hope that check cleared. It
too.
might not have.
It's possible.
yeah,
Oh man.
Yeah.
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 This is one of those movies that it truly does make you scratch your head and wonder how somebody wrote a check to like
Yeah,
make it at all.
somebody financed this, somebody wrote it, somebody approved it, it went through steps, somebody screened it, it got released.
It rated
Like,
it
there's a lot-
PG-13.
Yeah, somebody had to watch this to rate it. It made it through all the steps.
It's a
Did
real
it go to
movie.
theaters? Do we know?
No.
No,
No, straight to
chose
video.
release
Okay.
to video.
I'm surprised it had a rating then, but I don't know, man. Like, there's something. There are a lot of movies that were like direct to DVD, direct to video, all those things that were just like a cover, and then like it was pretty standard VHS era thing where it's like we have a cover, we have a title, go make
Yeah.
a fucking movie, fill an hour and a half with footage, and that's all the only requirement. So but like for the most part, that leads to the most boring dog shit movies of all time. But sometimes, on a rare occasion, it provides an incredibly dog shit hilarious movie, and that's what we get here. I think.
That's
I
what's
think
so
so.
great about that era that's like gone is the idea of being able to sell a movie just based on the VHS cover.
I mean that
You
that
know?
era's still here. Really, it's
Really? You
fucking-
think so?
it's in the era of streaming. How many fucking movies have you seen on streaming that you have?
Yeah,
never
but
heard of
even when
before?
you hover over a film in streaming, it'll show you like little clips of it. So there's pieces
Not all of them.
of
If you
not
especially
all, but I mean, I feel
Amazon
like-
Amazon Prime Video is a chief is chief among them. Like you don't really get a whole lot of preview, and they I think intentionally obscure what the
Well,
movie is
also
going
at the
to be
same
like.
time, those type of movies are buried. You'd have to like scroll through the list like 30 to 60 movies deep before you start to get to some of those covers.
I don't think I have not experienced
really?
that.
I don't
Like,
think it's the
I've
same
definitely-
effect
Maybe
as
it's
it
because of
used
the
to
kind
be.
of movies I have watched.
Maybe,
on Prime
maybe.
Video.
Yeah.
I could have be my algorithm, maybe.
Yeah.
But
I don't watch
maybe your
much
own
shit on
algorithm
Amazon
sometimes.
Prime, honestly, but I feel like I would have to go digging kind of like Justin, but I don't know.
Yeah, I
Maybe
feel
it's
like the
easier.
first like 10 to 20
And
movies are going to be
They'll always have
movies that
their
I recognize
features.
that were
Yeah.
definitely in theaters.
I
Yeah, but I
don't.
mean, you think about Blockbuster, walking into a Blockbuster video, you're confronted first with the new releases and all the big movies,
Well,
and then you go and look at the shelves, and that's where you
You got to
like you
walk
also
the
have to
aisles,
dig.
though. That's the good stuff.
but if you go to straight to the horror section, then you're going to be seeing some of the Jack Frosts. You're going to be seeing some of the Gingerbread Mans, and
Yeah, you're gonna see
Evil
that on streaming
Bong.
too.
yeah,
I don't ever use Tubi, but from what I understand, they have a bunch of really low budget nonsense
Oh,
they
shit on
do. They
there.
have a shit ton of everything, but it's all like low budget.
They
I
have a
Yeah.
haven't been on
surprising
Tubi in a
amount of
while.
good stuff, like that is just like jewels encrusting a shit crown of everything else.
You know
Hell
what I've been
yeah.
using a lot this past year, which has actually a lot of good stuff, is Canopy.
Dude, I was
Really?
just browsing Canopy last night. I
Yeah.
watched a couple things.
Canopy is really great for international films too. Like I feel like Canopy is the destination for all those films that we see at like festivals, and we're like, where's this gonna end up? And it ends up nowhere, and it's just somehow
Yeah,
also on
it's Mubi or it's
Canopy.
Canopy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
fucking
it's
that
crazy.
movie with Daisy Ridley that sometimes I
Yeah.
think of
Sometimes
dying,
I
that
think
was on
about,
there.
yeah.
Like, but so
Yeah.
is
That's a good ass movie.
It
like, I don't
is,
know.
yeah.
There were a lot of fucking like surprisingly big movies, and then movies that like you just can't find anywhere else.
I
That are
think
like,
that
wow, okay, great.
vampire seeking,
Yeah. Oh, I saw
suicidal,
Girl Walks on
or
Consenting
whatever.
suicidal person.
But yeah, Girl Walks on the
Humanist
I mean,
vampire.
it's really got a lot of higher quality films that just everyone else ignores because they're like.
But also it's
festival
tied to
style
your
film.
it's tied to your local library branch,
It
isn't
is, yeah.
So like I
So
have
it's not the same for everyone.
I don't know that it is.
I don't know.
For sure, but I know that it's tied for mine to my DC and my Jacksonville Public Library
Mm.
accounts.
Okay.
So I have
I
like
need
a
to
good
check
amount
that
of
out.
options.
I
Yeah.
wonder if Dead Mail landed on there somehow.
Possibly
I
that
don't
would be a
think
movie.
so, but I'll look for it.
Yeah, that could have. Like if
I
I
looked
saw
for
it on
this
there, it
movie
wouldn't
on there. I was
surprise
like,
me.
I don't
yeah.
know, maybe like
Yeah,
because
yeah.
uh,
Cool. Well,
Anyway,
boys,
this has
we got
become
off on
more
a
interesting
tangent.
conversation.
Yeah.
Is there anything else we need to say about elves?
I don't think there is.
I have one other thing to say.
Oh,
I
really?
know
Guess.
writers who
Yeah.
use subtext and they're all cowards.
I'm
Okay,
wrong.
I'm good now.
Oh no, it wasn't.
They are all cowards. All right, let's try and rate this, I guess. Out of 5, Randy, how do you feel?
I mean, I'm struggling because this is the classic debate about do I go with my personal entertainment value, what I see in that, or do I go with sheer quality of the film? Here's the truth: I have not. This is not tested with a group audience the way that I've described. Like, I feel like I'm willing to rewatch this, especially if they get a new transfer or whatever. But the absolute must-have requirement is that I'm sitting around drinking with buddies. Like, there's no other situation that I can think of that I would want to watch this again with. I don't know phrasing, but I think that this movie's
language,
yeah.
grammar.
I don't know,
Art.
man. I just can't give this I can't give this like
Rock
like any
hard.
sort of extra sheen, a whole lot of extra sheen, knowing that I just have not actually experienced it the way that I assume would be better. Do you know what I'm saying? So like I just haven't done it, and I don't know for sure that it would yield the results I'm thinking it would. It just kind of has to be tried. So my personal experience this time around was it was definitely audacious. I was definitely bored a lot of the time, but it kept me bringing me back in with like just insane shit being said and done on screen every few minutes. It's just like boredom punctuated by the most insane shit you can imagine. And then some of the like shit that they throw against the wall, I kind of like. I love that they throw so much shit at the wall that it's impossible to even fucking parse at any point. Like you said, it's like a Christmas movie. It's a fucking monster movie. It's a Nazi movie. It's a coven movie. It's a cult movie. It's fucking Chinatown. It's everything. It's everything all at once. And and it's Chopping Mall. Like how do you put Chinatown and Chopping Mall into a fucking vat and make a new thing? I don't understand how it works. So I kind of respect its audacity. Is the biggest boon I can give to it, but I can't even give it like a whole lot of enjoyment points because I haven't really capitalized on my own theory on that. So I'm gonna give it, I think I'm gonna give it a 1.5. Yeah, I think that's reasonable.
1.5 from Randeezy Juice. How
Room
do
to
you feel?
grow.
Yeah, I am thinking along the similar lines of this is not a good movie by any means. But one thing we mentioned, it's a Christmas movie. Christmas time is limited, quite limited. So would I be jonesing to throw this on during Christmas? Probably not. But if I was with the boys, this is a maybe for Christmas time because what I'm thinking is quality wise, I'm gonna give a half star right there just because it's not good. Um, it's pretty bad. But for the like the audacity and the crazy ideas and just the fucking balls to the wall shit that's going on, I'll give another half stars. And like some of just I was kind of laughing to myself. Even by myself, it was somewhat entertaining. So, the little brother at the beginning, the grandpa slapping the shit out of that girl. It's so wild that it's just fucking ridiculous. So another half stars, and then of course, Shaboy is gonna give a half star for the Yabos. So I think I'm gonna end it where Randy does at a 1.5. But yeah, I mean, it's hard to talk about this movie because it's just all over the wall. All over the wall. It's all
It's
over the
all over
place.
the wall. The
Dude,
shit
That's
is
what
all
she said.
over the wall.
The narrative pipes all over the wall.
Oh, man.
God damn. Bob, out of 5, where are you gonna rate this one?
Well, I'm a crazy coot, I guess, because I'm going to give this a 2.5.
Oh, Bob.
Oh, Bob. I
Oh,
just really had a
boy.
good time watching this, and I think, along the lines of what you guys have already said, it would be a really good sit to just hang out with some friends and have some drinks and watch the insanity unfold before you. So, I mean,
Only we
it's
had
it's
some.
friends. I know we just don't have any. Terrible quality in really every way. It is just entertaining. I found it to be very entertaining. So I don't know. This like
What are
rating
you, a
this
goddamn
movie.
Nazi or something?
Rating this movie is almost nonsensical. It's just fucking dumb. But yeah, I guess 2.5 for me. If I had to put a number on it, that's gonna make our aggregate a 1.8 for Elves. And as is per usual, whenever you guys pick a flick for us to review on the show, we encourage you to send over an email or a voicemail with your own thoughts and rating. And Luke sent over a voicemail, so let's go and hear what he has to say about Elves.
Hey guys, it's Luke. I previously picked The Baby, Private Parts, and Blood and Lace, and now you can blame me for Elves. I think the connections between those films are obvious. I hope I'm giving your listeners into a glimpse, the bizarro horror world. But as for Elves, it's unreviewable, right? There's nothing else like it. From the moment the mother says, your savings account is history, in response to this minor transgression, you know you're in for something special. And I just need to hear other people discuss it. I need to know that others have witnessed this thing, this unexplainable thing. I don't know why I'm attracted to movies like this. It's not really so bad it's good. I mean, I can't really tell if the movie is trying to be serious or not. It almost feels like somebody wrote it as a dark comedy and someone else directed it as a straight-faced, like, exploitation movie, except the same guy who directed it co-wrote it. So that can't be an explanation. But to get inappropriately academic for just a second, the film is absolutely absurd. When you take incest and cat murder and Nazis and shootouts and molestation by Santa and chain smoking and you blend all that into one film, all those things lose their power. Movies like this create a world in which neither morality nor immorality exists, where the rules of everyday life are dissolved, where things we find really heinous are put in a context we find joyous, a Christmas movie, right? There's a power there. If nothing else, it makes it impossible to see the film in the way we'd normally see a film. We have to process this story on its own terms, and there's no way to predict what's going to happen next. Oh, and speaking of films that do that, my favorite film of this year was Kinds of Kindness. This is the movie that Yorgos Lanthimos did right after Poor Things, and given that Soju loved Poor Things, I think he might especially dig it. It kind of does what Elves does, but competently. Anyway, Elves is a terrible movie in almost every conceivable way, and in many ways that I could have never conceived, which is what makes it a Christmas tradition for me. If a 5-star movie is the pinnacle of filmmaking, and 0 stars is ineptitude, then I don't know, Elves gets a -5. It's a masterpiece, but at the opposite extreme as something we'd ordinarily consider good. There's just nothing else like it. I'm so happy to have spread its curse to more viewers. Anyway, happy belated Christmas, y'all. I hope that 2025 is a great year, and have a good one. Thanks for covering this bonkers film.
Man, I am like, there's almost as much to react into that call as there is in the movie.
know. Thanks for the recommendation. I did not realize that he had made another film, so I'm definitely
I
gonna
haven't
check
seen
that
it.
out.
Bob, did you watch Kinds of Kindness?
Yeah,
We
well,
talked
I
about it at
watched.
one point.
So it's broken up into thirds, like 3 separate stories. He uses like the
Okay.
same players for each one. I watched the first 2/3 of it on a plane when we were coming back home from Scotland, and I fell asleep and didn't actually finish the third one. But yeah, it was pretty cool from what I saw.
You are your
Or
father.
ghosts. Well, that was like a pretty
lag's a
good
motherfucker.
explanation, like or a pretty good. Like I really like this idea of like the negative score. Like, kind of want to go back and rescore everything based on that.
Oh boy.
We have the time. Let's
We
Yeah.
do
have
it.
the time. Let's
Let's
do it.
just do
Let's
it.
just revisit
No, the idea that
our entire
negative
10-year
1
catalog.
through -5 is like increasing in its audacious funness. I love that. I love that.
It makes perfect sense, honestly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does. Yeah, that was a
Yeah.
good breakdown. I didn't realize it was like the same. I like he mentioned the baby. I don't. What else did he mention that he picked? I hated the baby.
Private Parts and
Private
Blood and
Part.
Lace, right?
Yeah.
I
yeah.
wasn't crazy about. Yeah. I don't think I'm crazy about your picks.
I think this is my favorite of them so
Yeah,
far.
I mean, just from a watching experience, probably.
I
Yeah.
think probably
Yeah.
this or the baby. I think the baby was probably a better experience,
Ugh.
and it's
Private
primarily
Parts was interesting, I thought.
I'm trying to remember what's the general basic
Takes
synopsis
place-
of Private Parts.
It takes place in an apartment complex, and there's a tenant that is a photographer, and he's creeping on this
and
girl.
he has the doll thing.
Yeah,
with
the doll.
fluid.
What year was that?
Oh,
Like, or
yeah.
what era?
Like-
I don't like that either.
I can't remember if it was late 70s or 80s.
79 would be my
79. Yeah, that's probably
Sounds right.
right.
72.
guess. Yeah, damn, the good
72,
memory, Bob.
okay.
Oh wow, good memory, Bob.
Jesus Christ, I forgot all about that movie.
I remember us reviewing it though. Damn, yeah, you picked some wild shit, my
Yeah.
guy.
I really, this is the kind of shit, like I don't like most of these movies, but I really appreciate these kinds of picks. I'll be honest. Like
I
really
would.
like
I
this.
mean, it's the kind of
I
thing where
will
you're like,
never
I
watch
would
this otherwise.
never be experienced to this otherwise. So it is
yeah,
kind of.
exactly.
It is kind of like being experienced to this whole kind of brand new world. I remember sitting next to a guy in I think the first Beef On I went to, and I was like, just chatting him up. Hey, what are you? And he was like, yeah, I've wrote a book, and I'm kind of like one of the judges. And he's like, I review this 70s style of Japanese film that's all about like pornography, but it's illegal in Japan, so they do it in this certain way. And I was like, fuck, dude, I would just never know about this
Yeah.
shit, like, so it's fun to get exposed to it's kind of like a brand
I
new
like
world
getting
where
an
you're like, yeah, I
oddity
watch a lot
somewhere.
of movies, and then you're like, no, the fuck you don't.
Have you ever
Getting hit
seen
with that-
Elves, motherfucker? I didn't
Getting hit
think.
with
You
that fucking
think-
imposter
yeah.
syndrome based on
Well,
the
you
movie
think
you're
you're in some kind of like 10% of the population that's seen a certain amount of movies, but then you meet the like 1%, and you're like, oh fuck.
Well, 1%
I don't
of
know,
category. I don't
shit.
know, man. I love like a weird oddity in the mix. You know what I mean? And this
Yeah.
is definitely one
Yeah,
of them.
yeah,
All of those
yeah.
movies are strange picks in our pantheon of picks. So
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
approve.
Yeah.
Switch some things up. Yeah, thanks for the pick.
pick. Yeah, honestly, I mean, it's shit, but thanks for the pick. I like it.
It's
it's,
it's that
garbage.
good.
It's
Oh yeah,
garbage,
I hate
but-
you, but great, good job.
Thanks for the narrative pipe, brother.
Dickhead.
Up top.
We're teasing. Luke, thank you very
yeah.
much.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, appreciate the support, brother. Let's go ahead and jump over to our Rotten Tomatoes score. Is there even going to be a Rotten Tomatoes score in this?
Oh,
Have you
my
looked,
Lord.
Randy?
I have looked, and yes, we will be participating in a Rotten
God.
Tomato.
Let's do our
Ready?
Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah.
Certified fresh to death.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the Rotten Tomatoes segment, whatever. This is the Rotten Tomatoes bit.
Smegment.
Smegment,
But you
yes.
beat
This
me
is
to
my
it, Bob.
favorite
Damn it.
smegment. In which I'm going to have these gentlemen guess within the best of their ability what the aggregate positive score is for Elves on RottenTomatoes.com in both the critic score and user score, also known as the tomatometer and the poopometer. Let's start with the critics, tomatometer, and I'm going to start with Juice today. Juice, there are 5 reviews counted among the critics.
Oh, my Lord.
I'm going to need what you think is the aggregate positive percentage of scores.
Well,
out of those 5.
the best of my ability is impaired, but I can still do some basic math.
The second best of your ability.
I can do there's gonna be some weirdos out there who like to bump it up a scotch. So I'm gonna go with the 40% then.
40%. Okay. Bob, where are you coming in on that? That's like kind of close to the middle.
I'll take the 60. I'll take the over.
Going the over. All right.
Wow.
Well, I'm so sad to say that neither one of you are very close at all. This is a 0% positive. Not one of those 5 like this at all. I don't know how often that's happened on the show. I don't think it happens very often.
No, definitely not.
Oh my God.
Almost never, I would say. I can't think of another instance off the top
I
of my head.
can't either, but I
Oh,
my
but
memory's dog
0%?
shit.
Yeah.
0% of a critic score? I mean,
it's probably happened.
Usually,
I feel like it's happened
usually
at
movies
least
like
one other
this.
time, yeah.
Well, the thing is, like, you could look at something like, I don't know, like fucking Mixed Up Zombies, that long ass title movie or whatever.
Talking about.
But like, it's reasonable to think that, or the Cannibal Confederates or whatever. I think that was a movie that just they didn't have enough reviews for them to aggregate, or they.
I
didn't.
love how those live on.
But this one had 5, and for some reason. For some reason, these 5 reviews are enough for Rotten Tomatoes to aggregate, but those other movies, they're just like, we don't have one. Like, I don't know.
I remember
Strange.
there was this one movie, probably around COVID time, and I remember the overall score and critic consensus was hell you, bitch!
Oh my God!
Yeah, Cannibal Confederates just has nothing to aggregate. This movie has 5.
You slut! You slut! Unbelievable.
Sneak it in.
Oh my goodness. So Juice did get that by only missing wide by a matter of 40%.
I was so excited about sneaking that in there.
Let's move over to the
my
poopometer.
God.
There are
my
100
God.
plus ratings on the poopometer where the users play with their poop. We're going to start with Bob on this one.
God damn.
Out of those 100 plus reviews, out of those 100 plus reviews, what do you think the aggregate positive score is?
This is definitely a cult movie. There's got to be some folks out there that are rating this positively. It's not going to be crazy high though. So I will take a 30%.
30%. All right. Soju, where are you coming in at?
How
100 plus
many?
ratings.
100 plus. Okay. 30% I think is too generous. So I'm going to take the under and say 25%.
20. Not much under though. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No
Pretty
reason
close.
to go super far under.
Gentlemen, I have something rather exciting to tell you. One of you is right on the goddamn money.
A ringy ding?
A ringy ding indeed. That percent that you were seeking was 30%. Bob's going to take this one with a bullseye.
Some people say Hellski! They're saying a lot. Some people saying a lot.
That's a skeet and yeet right there.
Oh man,
I see it
That's
every day.
Or well, a yeet. Oh, wait, no.
that's a hell yeet with a bullet.
Yeet and skeet.
Right there.
You're getting there.
Dude, I'm slowing down.
Slowing
I want one more glass of red wine to go.
Oh,
I demand you drink the
buddy.
entire thing right this second.
Red wine.
Finish that wine now.
Well, I got like this. Look, can you see my glass? I got that
I
much
can
of a
see it.
glass, And then
Mhm.
I've got one more glass left in the bottle,
That's
which we
too
got a couple more
much.
segments to go. So,
I know.
I'm gonna
you need
go
to be
get more booze
obliterated for
then.
all
well,
of them.
bomb. Okay,
You guys
good.
keep talking. Okay,
Let's talk, Randy. Me and you, private.
there's no
about Bob.
trivia. There's
He
no
won't ever
trivia at
hear
all.
what we're talking about.
Say
so.
horrible things about me while you queue up
I
Cooter of the
will.
Week.
I'm gonna
God
tell your
damn.
darkest secrets.
Look,
I
just
if
know
you
it.
thought
don't-
that he was not going to say this if you were here, you are wrong.
Just don't talk about my narrative pipe. Okay.
I'm not gonna
Rob's
talk
narrative
about
pipe
that.
is so thick.
You wish.
I'll be back.
Okay, well, Bob's just gone. All right. Let's start a new segment in which I don't know,
Wait, no.
watch
Do
Justin
some,
drink a lot of wine.
Do what? Don't we have? Was there a critic consensus, or did we already do that? Did I
Sure. There's
forget
no
about
critics
it?
consensus. There's only 5 reviews, but I will read the 2 blurbs that are available from the
Do
critics.
it.
One is this. From a filmmaking standpoint, this movie is absolutely ludicrous. But from a pure enjoyment standpoint, it's arguably the zenith of so bad it's good holiday horror. I think that's overstating it, but it's in
A
the
little
realm
bit
of where we
overstating
are.
it, but yeah,
Yeah.
it makes sense. Yeah, this.
I will say that's the one
There's
thing I
some
depart from
enjoyment
Luke
to
on.
get out of this. It's so bonkers, but towing the line of Nazis are bad. Yeah, this shit is ridiculous.
It's specifically so bad it's good in an entirely different kind of way than a normal good movie would be. So it's not the same, but I think that's the only thing I
it's
depart
not the
with Luke
pinnacle.
on.
It's not like the best ever movie I've seen so bad it's good. I would probably give that. I mean,
No.
Birdemic sticks out in my mind.
It's hard to say no to Sleepaway Camp on that one.
Sleepaway Camp.
There's a lot of fucking
Manos,
there's a lot of
the
fucking
Hands
stuff.
of Fate.
Space
comes
Mutiny is
to
up
mind.
there.
I gotta watch that apparently.
Yeah, it's specifically great because it's a mystery science theater film. And they did a great job with it. It's literally one of their one of their best loved episodes. Anyway, here's the second and only a second of 2 negative reviews blurbed. If you have a copy of it for some reason, I recommend burning it and burying the remains in an empty lot and never looking back. All right.
Oh, did you say Troll 2 in that list? That's a good one.
Troll 2
That's
is
fair. No, we
famous
didn't say
for,
that,
for
yeah.
being up there, yeah.
Birdemic 2 is worth it, but Birdemic 3 is a waste of time. The Room is another one.
The
The
Room,
Room,
yeah.
I mean, those are the Plan 9 from Outer Space, all the ones that are the obvious choices. But there's I like that this one is one that I've never even fucking heard of. That I is almost impossible to find. That adds a little air of mystique to the whole thing.
Kinda
The fact
does,
that they've been
yeah,
screening
lost
Plan 9
media,
for
yeah.
Yeah, the fact that it's Plan 9 from Outer Space has been playing intermittently in theaters since the 70s or 60s or some shit.
Yeah.
Is probably it takes just a little bit of the luster off of it in terms of feeling like you found something, you unearthed something, something that should have stayed buried.
Halloween Resurrection, boys.
What? Bob.
It's
You're
so
embarrassing
bad.
yourself.
It's good.
Bob.
January, okay?
Oh, that's why we're talking about a Christmas movie.
Yeah, that is
Dude.
that's a huge
Also, I
foul
will
right
say
there.
this movie had a lot more Christmas in it than I was anticipating.
Yeah, when he said,
I was
"Oh,
surprised.
it's a Christmas movie," it doesn't really play a huge part of it. It's like Santa Claus is hunting down
The man is called Santa through
Yeah,
the entire
I mean,
film.
What the
Yeah.
fuck are you talking about, my guy?
But he's really cool, so it's fine.
He's wearing a leather
Cool Santa.
jacket.
Are we doing Cooter of the Week? Are we doing it?
Yes, of course.
Sure.
What
Bring
the
it on.
fuck are you
Let's
talking
do it.
about?
Straight chillin'. Gooder of the week.
Juice, what is a cooter and why do we hunt them?
Thank you to Gent Brisket for that Pud Rock classic. We play Impotent Rock for Impotent Men. Cooter is a character type and a straight chillin' exclusive. If you try to use it, we're gonna sue your ass. Cooter is a character type and has to hit 3 of these 5 points to be considered a cooter. We want the cooter with the most points. The 5 points of cooterdom are sexual deviance, manipulation, smug arrogance, overall look and attire, and overall patheticness. Boys, I think we got a couple cooter contenders this week, I believe.
Everyone is a fucking cooter in this movie.
Let's start with the child, the brother.
Sexual deviance.
Wow, bodacious boobies, sis.
Bodacious boobies. Can't beat bodacious boobies.
What else though? Because like he's pretty thin otherwise. His
to
attire
beef
is
up.
normal.
Manipulation.
Put some skin on
He's
them
gonna
bones.
tell everybody about his sister's yabos, you know.
Yeah, but what is he manipulating?
Unless
out of
she
her?
tickles him intimately in her bed.
I don't think that was the deal. um, he's got a pretty dope fucking winter sweater. I got to give him credit for his drip. But
I don't know if he's gonna hit anything else. Like he doesn't even really hit manipulation. Like the mom just kills the cat on her own. Like that wasn't his intention.
It's upsetting
how
enough that
weird
this
he is.
kid's being evaluated as being a cooter, and the only point we can for sure give him is sexual deviance.
This
That's
child.
upsetting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, who else is on the list here, Juice? You got a short list.
Wait.
Santa one.
Santa one. Yeah.
Santa one got
so
stabbed in the
sexual
dick to death.
deviance.
Oh, yeah, for
manipulate. Overall patheticness.
Yeah,
Stabbed in the dick.
Santa's doing coke in the back room.
Coke.
Meanwhile, a man with a perfect Santa beard is not hired because he is on the wagon after being an alcoholic.
Oh, they do hire him. He puts on the
I know
suit.
they only after he gets stabbed in the dick to death.
True.
I mean, it's like, oh wait, I can go with this man who's a cocaine abuser whose fucking beard is falling off, or I can go with Grizzly Goddamn Adams with his 90-day chip. I think I know the choice I would make.
So we got
Just a little snow, Randy. Come on.
So we got sexual deviance, manipulation. Oh wait, did we say manipulation?
We did now.
Patheticness. Patheticness and sexual deviance are for sure.
This man's feeling up a woman in front of a line.
child.
A line of children. He's high on the sexual deviance thing. Manipulation, I don't know. Like doesn't try to manipulate
Like an
anybody,
attire,
does
he
he?
looks like Santa Claus.
Killing it.
Boy,
Killing
more
it.
cootery than
Well,
that.
his beard is not good.
It's a bad.
I think
beard.
him whispering the word oral to like a 16-year-old girl is enough, really. Like
It's pretty. That's pathetic.
That's
I'll give him
enough.
Pathetic for sure. Manipulative
Santa
though, like it's
said
just like.
Oh, I know. The way the camera zooms into his mouth killed me. I was like, this
That's
movie's
so gross. That made me.
This
gag
movie's
a
out of
stroke.
control. Out of control.
I don't know what else is there. Looking tired, patheticness.
He's
What's
a
the point we're
cooter.
missing here?
He's got it. He's got
Smug arrogance. Yeah, you got to be pretty fucking smug to say that shit in front of parents.
Grandpa. Hang on. Grandpa.
Nazi grandpa?
Nazi grandpa.
Oh, yeah, we're not
Nazi
done with the
incest
list. Yeah.
grandpa?
Yeah, okay. Sexual deviance, yes.
Yeah. I didn't even like it.
Patheticness,
I just fucking...
yes.
See, I can't even say it. It's too gross to say.
No, dude, yeah. Smug arrogance, probably. He's a
Yeah,
Nazi.
he's slapping the shit out of people.
He's not, yeah.
He's not proud of being a Nazi. Or is he? It's tough to say. He kind of seems like he is. He's just upset with how he is trying to achieve his goals and what he did to get to where he is.
I don't think
now.
he is anymore. I think he was, but
Yeah, it seems like he's regretful, but also
Yeah.
questionable, maybe a scotch.
still a piece of shit.
Oh,
The whole family really is fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, the mom too. Okay, so let's finish with
mom.
grandpa and then go to the mom. So
Yeah, we gotta get to the
grandpa,
mom.
sexual deviance, patheticness, and
Manipulation for sure.
Manipulation
Okay.
for sure. Arrogance.
Maybe some
not
smug
so
arrogance, the
much.
Aryan
Yeah.
race. I mean, just being
Well,
a
I mean,
Nazi feels kind of like
If he's still,
yeah.
his Nazi sympathies are.
Yeah.
You would think that would be clocked as at least pretty arrogant in today's society. Maybe.
Well,
Who
you
knows?
would think, but
You would
all
sure
right.
think so.
You think a lot of
So-
things.
Then the next one would be the mom. So let's go to the mom. The mom is a bitch.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
she's
she's
like given her history, is somewhat understandable that she would be fucked up,
She's
you
still
know?
a huge bitch.
I mean,
I don't
that's
think
fair.
she gets
She
sexual
drowns a
deviancy
cat.
because she's
Does
She
drown a
drowns.
yeah, I
She
cat.
don't
kills a cat,
yeah,
and she
that's
steals
fucking
this girl's money for being late. I
she's
mean, what?
very arrogant towards her. Like
I
I
mean,
think the way that she talks to her daughter or whatever. Like I understand there's a reason for her to have dislike for her daughter or whatever, a very fucked up reason. But even still, she takes great pleasure in stealing this young girl's money from her. Like she
yeah,
really
I mean,
enjoys doing that.
that's just rent,
There was no
you
reason to
know?
kill
it's
that
just
cat either.
capitalism,
Like, just take
baby.
the cat to the pound or some shit. Like, and the same thing is accomplished without you having to, I don't know, psychopathically drown a cat in a toilet.
That was
That
fucked
is
up, yeah.
Yeah, that was really
psychopath
fucked
shit.
up.
Very pathetic. Very, very not.
That's the whole family, really. Like,
Yeah. So sexual
The whole family. Yeah,
deviance.
fucking this whole fucking Aryan incest family needs to go fuck off.
everybody in this movie but Santa Claus #2 really is kind of fucked up.
Santa Claus number 2.
Yeah.
My boy Grizzly.
Grizzly Adams, Santa Claus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Pretty
full
much.
of
I think
cooters. Cooters
Uh-huh.
to the brim.
the elf is pretty cootery.
Yeah.
But we don't need to get into that.
Yeah.
I
Lock
don't
them
know,
all
man.
up. We got them all.
Lock them up.
We got them all.
Lock up this
All right.
movie.
Look up this movie. Yes, I agree with that.
Cool.
What else? What's next? Do we want to just move on? Which movie?
Okay, yeah, we got them all. Lock up the whole fucking cast. We got them all. It's nuts. It's nuts in the butts. Let's talk about what we've been watching.
Hey, gang, what you been watching?
Randy, have you been watching anything else?
I have been watching a few things. Severance, episode 2 of the new season. Still a fucking great show, man. It's full of intrigue. I had a conversation with a friend though who's like still kind of like upset about Lost and like specifically how fans turn that into an like certain fans, like the most egregious fans turn that into a fucking awful exercise of just like trying to make connections happen and trying to be the first one to discover what's happened or whatever. And I see some of that happening in Severance for sure, but not nearly to the level of that. That's the only thing I can say to it other than glowing praise. I really, really love the show. It's I don't know. It's got like I don't have any idea where it's headed. The new fucking title sequence. There's a title sequence. They updated it for the new season. It's fucking great. I love this
Cool.
animator. I was following him before the show came out, and I saw Ben Stiller talk about how like he just found him on Instagram. And was like, "Wow, this is great. You want to do my show's
Is
title?"
that the same
sequence?"
guy who made the title for the first one?
Yeah,
Just
yeah. It's that same
different-
sort of
okay, just a
style where that
different-
like
okay.
it's like that.
But is
is
it the
that
same
game that
guy
you
or
played?
the same person?
Yeah, it's the same animator. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
What was that name of that Inside?
Inside, yeah, it looks like Inside.
where it had
yeah.
like the mass of people or whatever. Like,
Yep,
it's
yep,
that
yep.
kind of look for those who are in the know of that. Yeah, great fucking
You
show.
know
I'm
you're
excited to see
cool
where
as
it's going.
shit.
The acting in that show is fucking incredible. Speaking of Lost, been rewatching Lost. I'm in season 6. I'm about maybe halfway through it, and like I talked before about rewatching Lost season 5, and I was like, I'm surprised that it's doing all right. It's not satisfying answers, but the show's giving answers and whatever, and there's still a little bit of like characterization that's working well enough for a show of the week sort of thing. Season 6, on the other hand, it's explaining everything, and it's not fun, and all of the writing around it is really not like all the like flash sideways sort of things, all the like not on the island stuff.
Is that the
happens.
last season, season 6?
Yes, it's very not fun to watch
Oh, no.
in a lot of these episodes. I just watched Ben Linus's episode on
No.
season 6 where his flash sideways. I don't want to spoil anything for people who give a shit, but
Nobody
buddy,
gives a shit.
it is a hollow thud of an episode. They just keep sending people motherfuckers trekking through the jungle. That's literally all that happens for like
Nobody
at
gives a
least
shit.
these 2 seasons.
They went the way of whole Game of Thrones, didn't they? That last
Well,
season.
they had a writer's strike,
brutal.
and then they got overstretched, and season 6 is by far the worst from what I've seen. And I haven't rewatched season 3 in years, but that's famously the one people hate the most because it was during the writer's strike. But this one, at least for now, is very fresh in my memory as being not very good, with some saving graces. It's still enjoyable enough that I'm going to keep watching it though, just lightheartedly. 2 movies though, both Matthew Broderick films. Rewatched The Cable Guy. Rob,
Classic.
you and I have an affinity for that film. Juice, I think
Oh,
you
yeah.
do as well, right? You're a
Yeah, I
fan of that
like it.
film.
Don't
Okay.
exclude me.
I just know that Rob and I have met like since high
We're
school have been making
friends.
fucking
An
references for this
exclusive
fucking movie.
club.
Look,
No.
that's a Rob Deasy exclusive. We
Rob
will sue your
Deasy.
ass. Um,
My boy Rob
no,
Deasy.
I fucking love this movie, and I will never stop loving it. It's very good. It's another Ben Stiller joint. I'm just a fan of Ben Stiller shit, honestly. Um, good shit, Ben. And then last, another Matthew Broderick film, Election, which I've had in my Criterion disc for a long time, but I saw it on Canopy and watched it there instead.
Hell yeah.
Because it was
Physical
easier.
media, right, Mom?
Represent.
Represent. Yeah, no, it's fucking that movie is really fun to watch. It's like one of those weird sort of slice of life sort of things. It's kind of got a little Coen Brothers-ness to it, where it's just like really strong, really unique characters, and just how they bounce off each other is kind of the thrust of the movie. It's great, and also, yeah, I don't know, it's great. Please watch it. I think everybody. I think if you like dark comedy sort of stuff, you're gonna enjoy it. So I recommend both those movies a lot. That's it.
Sick. Juice, what you been watching?
Oh, I need to update my list for 2025 because I haven't written them down yet, but I'll do my best. I started watching a little bit of that Airbender show that was like real people that they did last year. And I watched some of it, and they did better, definitely, than Shyamalan the movie. But they just they need to stop. They need to stop that. They can't capture the magic. They can't do it. You know, some stuff is still really cheesy. Some stuff looks like really good, or they did their best. You know, I like. I'm conflicted because it's so much better than what the movie was trying to do. But at the same time, like, you don't need to do this. You don't need to do this. The cartoon's great.
Why are you
So
doing this to me?
I don't think I'll finish it, but it was interesting to see kind of like what they were doing, you know. Some of the acting or some of the casting and acting was on point. Some of it was still off for sure. So, mixed bag there. I watched that Tron movie from 2015, I think, the sequel, because I was just kind of curious. I hadn't seen it in a while, and I've been thinking about some kind of darker or just more experimental Disney films lately, and I kind of threw that on because I hadn't seen it in a while, and I thought maybe, oh yeah, this will be kind of like more of a forgotten gem or something. Like I remember it, like Daft Punk is in it, and it may be being visually interesting. That movie fucking sucks. That
Damn.
movie
I never watched it.
sucks shit. They do that thing where they try to make Kurt Russell look young.
Oh, yeah, I remember
But
that.
it's,
Yeah.
dude, it
I
looks
think
like
that might be
shit.
the first movie
dog
I saw that
shit.
in, except for maybe one of the Star Wars.
Looks like fucking garbage. And the more like I watched it, yeah, it's so hollow and fucking terrible. It's bad. So not great so far. I've started watching this Korean show on Netflix that I didn't realize came out. I found this list of kind of like some of the best of 2024, and this popped up, and I was like, oh, I'll check it out. It's called The Frog in English. It's a kind of thriller show, and it's about this guy who has a motel kind of in rural Korea, like on this lake. So it's kind of like a vacation destination, and this serial killer ultimately like kills somebody in his hotel. So it's kind of like about that, about the crime itself, and about how it like affects the guy throughout his life and stuff like that. I haven't finished it yet, to be fair, but so far it's like super interesting. And it plays with kind of like time a little bit because it shows that like when he's young, when he's older, and stuff like that. So yeah, it's pretty interesting. It's pretty good for like a thrill, like a hidden gem kind of Korean thriller. So that's called The Frog. And there's probably something else I can't remember, but I need to start writing these down. But that's all for now. Bob, what you been watching?
Handful of movies. I watched Saturday Night, the movie that is about the first evening of Saturday Night Live, the first time they ever televised it in
Oh,
like
damn. Okay.
1975, I think. And it was really, really good. Like way better than I anticipated it being. It is extremely frenetic. Like the movie's constantly moving, as I assume the set of Saturday Night Live actually feels like. But they've got like the whole original cast. There's a handful of people that like I recognize, like Chevy Chase, Belushi. But there's some of the original cast I've never heard of before. But they found these
Mm.
actors that definitely like resembled them and like seemed to embody them very, very accurately as far as I can tell. And super funny, well written. All these problems arise. J.K. Simmons is in here and he plays this like game show host that's like at a competing time slot, and he plays such a great like motherfucker in this movie.
J.K. Simmons is good as playing a motherfucker.
He plays a great piece of shit. But
Plays a
yeah,
great anything, honestly.
that's true. He does.
Fair.
Awesome movie though. I was like really kind of surprised at how much I liked it. That it just hit Netflix, so it's really easy to watch too if you want to check it out.
Oh, Rachel
Um,
Sinnott's in that movie?
I guess
Yep.
so. I'm not. I saw her, but
She's
I
in
don't. I
Bodies,
don't know her
Bodies,
by name.
Bodies.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Finn,
yeah,
Finn Wolfhard. Yeah. It's a,
yeah.
it's a pretty good cast. Oh,
Oh,
no, fucking
damn.
Cousin Greg's in it?
Cousin Craig.
It's
Is that
good
him?
shit.
I think that's him.
Yeah, cousin Greg is in it. He plays two
Yeah.
characters actually.
Kaufman, looks like.
Yeah,
Oh,
Andy
okay.
Kaufman and also
Oh, weird.
who else does he play? He plays two characters. I'm blanking on the other one now. It doesn't matter. Anyway, check it out. I also watched a new movie that just hit Shudder called Grafted,
Oh,
and
I saw that poster.
it's kind of it's about this young woman who loses her father. They're living in some city in China. She loses her father in a like science accident. So he's a scientist, and to avoid spoilers, something bad happens, and then she moves to America to live with her aunt and her cousin. And no, it's not America actually. It is
Australia?
um, it's New
New
Zealand.
Zealand?
Yeah, she moves to New Zealand to live with her aunt and her cousin, and she's like doesn't quite fit in. She's got I think it's a birthmark. She's got a mark on her face. They don't really like explain what it is, but I think it's a large birthmark, and she's sort of self-conscious about it, so she wears a scarf around it. And her cousin is like very pretty and very popular, and she's kind of not quite fitting in, but she has all of her dad's like scientific notebooks, and she kind of tries to continue his research and tries to figure out a way to cover up this mark on her face, and it goes kind of sideways and things spiral out of control. It definitely reminded me a lot of The Substance because yeah, it's been top of mind. We've been talking about it a lot lately, and it's very much about beauty standards, and it's a body horror movie, and it was okay. I would give it like a light recommend. Not one of Shudder's best, but definitely far from their worst. It was okay.
Hmm.
Also went to the theater today to watch a movie called Presence that just came out, Steven Soderbergh's new film, and it is a haunted house movie that's shot from the point of view of the presence, the ghost that's haunting the house. And it reminded me a lot of In a Violent Nature, which did a very similar thing with the slasher subgenre, but this is just doing it with the haunted house subgenre. This is definitely more like plot driven than In a Violent Nature. It definitely is. It has a story, and that's what drives it. Lucy Liu plays the mom in this. A family of four, they buy this like gorgeous house. It's like super old, and they move in, and the daughter who had like her best friend just recently died from an alleged drug overdose. She feels some sort of presence in the house, and she thinks that it might be her friend. And that's kind of the setup. And solid movie. It's sort of is surprising in some ways, but it really like if you've seen the trailer, you really do get what the trailer sells. Like the whole movie is just you're sort of floating around this house, observing this family in a kind of an interesting way. I thought it was awesome. I really did enjoy it. So far, early in the year, but so far my favorite horror movie of the year is going to be The
Of the
Presence.
two.
Damn.
Four. I've seen four so far.
What? Bob, you crazy, man.
I'm insane.
What are the four? What has been released so far?
I saw Getaway, Grafted, Wolfmang, and Presence. Those are the four.
Damn.
I'm
Yeah.
behind.
Crazy.
Also started rewatching The Wire. Alice had never seen it before, so we just kicked that off for
Hell
about,
What
yeah.
the fuck?
about halfway through the first season. Been a while since I've seen it, so why not? Why
Just
not do
watched
it?
a couple clips of
That
that the other night.
Yeah.
fucking
Some
snot
Omar
boogie ass
clips.
motherfucker.
Snot boogie ass motherfucker is my handle
You know what
on
I
Instagram.
I cannot remember that. What there's 5 seasons, right?
Yep.
Can't remember that 5th season.
It's the newspaper, the Baltimore
Yeah,
Sun,
like I know, yeah, but I just can't
and the
remember
serial
it.
killer.
Oh, the fake serial killer.
Just
No.
ruin it. Just ruin the whole thing.
No, I didn't say that.
I think don't you know it's fake from like the very
Don't
beginning?
you
Don't you
know?
follow the
Yeah, if you're
perspective?
watching it.
Don't
you
you
know.
know that it's
Oh, by the way, I finished that bottle of wine.
hell yeet, hell skeet.
Hell
So
beat.
this is put that in the cornerstone of straight chilling right there. Elves 2000 no,
We're gonna put that
1989.
in the
2019
cornerstone.
89.
2019-89, baby.
That's my favorite year, brother.
You're gonna look at me and you're gonna tell me that I'm wrong?
Don't
Load you
ever
down to a whole
tell me
bottle of
I'm
white
wrong.
Zin.
I'm
White
never
Zinny.
wrong.
Is it white or red?
It's
Is
red, of course. I'm
Red
gone.
Zinny.
A Bordeaux.
Aboard the.
A Bordeaux.
I'm goth. I only drink bare feet wines.
Of course.
We don't have any voicemails, so that's the show. That's it. We did it. That's what I've been watching.
Okay, I guess nobody
That's the
gives a
show.
shit about straight chilling. Okay, that's
right.
fine.
Nobody gives a fuck.
That's cool. I guess you
Hell
don't
yeah.
love me. Okay.
Personally,
Wow, you're really taking this hard.
call
Goddamn.
in.
Call
at
in
ni-
if you love soju. Okay, if you
Oh.
have any appreciation for
Jesus
me, if you
Christ.
care about me at all, then certainly you'll call in.
Justin,
don't call
keep
in.
your fishing expedition on your own time.
I will not.
Call
Jesus
in and
Christ.
lay some narrative pipe for your boy Soju at 904-638-3231. We'll play it next week.
I think we need some love for soju finally.
Yeah, he's
you know?
not getting any.
Whoa, Bob, you know that's not true.
In this house, we lay the narrative pipe. Yeah, 904-638-3231. Call in, leave a voicemail about whatever the fuck you want.
About your love for soju.
We'll play it.
Tell
play
us
it next
about
week.
your undiscovered so bad it's good horror films. I
That's a
wanna
good
know
one.
about 'em.
Yeah, way to go, Randy.
Ones that
Thank
you don't think we have heard of or that many people have heard of.
That's a good. Yeah, I would like to know that genuinely. I want to watch some weird shit. Yeah.
Yeah, tell us about your pinky.
I don't know that I'm gonna
jacking
watch it, but I
Japanese
wanna know about it.
1970s films about
Yeah.
pornography.
It doesn't even have to
Well-
be like so bad it's good. Let's just like really just like shit that is like otherwise nobody's ever
Under
gonna
the
hear.
radar, yeah.
Or
Fucking
talk-
weird
completely
shit,
Under the
yeah.
radar shit.
Blow our minds.
Blow my mind. Blow
You're
my
blowing my mind, Frank.
Frank, blow my mind.
Yeah, call in. We'll play it
Okay,
next week.
All right.
We're just normal men.
We're just innocent, man. We're just alpha men.
We're just Sigma men. We'll be back next week with another you pick. Second
One
you
of
pick
us
of the
is.
year. This is chosen by Gabriel. The movie is called The Curve from 1998.
All right.
And this has your boy
Finally getting
Matthew
that
Lillard. in it.
biopic about
My boy
Juice's
Lillard.
wiener.
Juice's
Like,
wiener.
dude, god damn.
Shit look like a boomerang, dog.
That's
Woo!
not acceptable. That'd freak me out.
It's a
yeah, The
Lillard
Curve.
joint, huh?
Yeah, The Curve from 1998. It's got Matthew Lillard in it, and this is currently on Tubi. For free 99. You can watch it on Tubi, and it's probably on disc. I did not look, not yet, anyways. So you can stream it for free. Check it
Cool.
out. Seems probably like it. It might be a weird one. I don't know. I honestly never heard of this before.
This, like,
Yeah, we're in the
Curve, cube,
500s
the
now.
sphere,
People are
the-
picking
the-
crazy shit and all over the map on this shit.
I love it.
Yeah.
Keep bringing us
I
the
mean,
weird
we've covered
shit.
all the big horror movies, right? I mean,
No.
All of, I don't know, but
Definitely
a
not
lot
all of.
of.
We
Yeah.
haven't even talked about Silence of the Lambs yet. Come on.
oh shit, we haven't. Yeah,
Come on
or
now. There's plenty of
Psycho. We haven't even
classics. Or
talked about
Psycho.
Psycho. What's wrong with this?
Yeah.
Or
Well,
that car
somebody
movie.
chose
What's that
to
car
choose a
movie?
Or
different.
Jason Goes to Hell. Christine. Is that what you're talking?
Christine. That's what I'm talking about.
Or
Jason-
Duel. We haven't talked about Duel.
I don't
You
even
just
know
want
what
to do
that
car
is.
movies. Okay.
We haven't talked about Joyride.
It's a movie where they
Joyride.
go to
That's
hell.
a movie we
did
need.
talk about Joyride. We
Well,
did talk about Joyride,
The episode was
On the
corrupt.
show?
but it was not released.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't remember
The
that.
file was corrupt.
That was our revamp.
Damn.
Was that the first one we
need to
did?
do
Yeah.
It was, yeah. It
Yeah.
tried to do, yeah.
God damn, Joyride is a motherfucking joyride.
Oh yeah.
Motherfuck.
We got some
a little
we got
afraid
some
to watch
bangers
it.
out there still. Not many, but some.
Oh, there's plenty. There's more to come from Shaboys. Check out The Curve. Get ready for next week's show. Like I said, it's free on Tubi. Your boy Matthew Lillard gonna be drooling all over your faces next week.
You gotta have a sequel.
Yeah.
I don't think they made a Curve 2. That's a bold guess, I guess. But
I think they made Curve Deuce though.
Curve thrice.
Curve Deuce, Aurora Boris.
Hell yeah. That's it for your boys here at Straight Chillin'. Until next week, as always, all you mother truckers, please keep chilling.
What are you, a goddamn Nazi or something?
Fuck no, bitch.